Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Christelle Martinette, and I'm doing a reading for the second half of August for all signs, one at a time, and I will include the new moon. This is the new moon of the 18th and the second half of August. A different setup this time for mid-month. I'm going to use, this is not a lesson, this is not a reading to teach you how to read what I'm reading, but just an explanation of the method to my madness. I'll be very quick. For those of you who read the Lenormand cards, I have the Lenormand cards with me. They're a deck of 36. And I'm going to make a mini Grand Tableau, which I've invented for myself. And as you know, the Grand Tableau could be rows of 9, 4 rows of 9, because that will be 36. And each of these cards has a house like this, has a 10th house. And I like to use the Grand Tableau that is, I don't use the 8 times 4 plus 4. No, I use the 6, 6, 6, 6 rows of 6 cards. Now, within that, I'm going to take the inner perimeter, which is 4 by 4, therefore leaving out a frame around that. So the 4 rows that I will be working with are starting with number 8, the coffin, the bouquet, the scythe, the whip. Then the second row is the fox, the bear, the stars, the stork. The third row is the garden, mountain, paths, mice. And the fourth is the book, letter, man, and woman. I like this spread because it includes both a man and a woman, so there are people there, and there are enough varieties for me to get a full reading for something like this, a free YouTube reading, which will give me enough, I could do it with under an hour. And so I'll be quick though for each sign. I'll start with Aries. Let's see what's going on for the second half and this full moon for Aries. Okay, all right. Now, definitely there is something. There is a couple here. There is a couple. I have the woman in the house of the man. There is a couple, and it is a new beginning for a woman. Exactly, very, very precisely. A beginning that is not without its difficulties. That's for sure, and behind the difficulties, I'm seeing there's a mixed bag of difficulties that involve both a health issue and a work issue for you Aries. And again, I'm reminded that the health issue is, you could have a range, there could be a range of minor health issues to a terminally ill issue at stake for you. So that is definitely something that will be prominent the second half of the month of August. Now, what is interesting is that you have a lot of help around you. A lot of help, and that help will be following you through the end of the month of August, even into the following months. That's very, very clear. But it is going to be a period that is going to be very, very trying for you. One of the most difficult of your lives, precisely because of, it doesn't have to be a health issue that you're involved with, but that's very close to you. And this is going to come up quickly. It's going to come up prominently. You're going to have to be dealing with it. A lot of talk in the home. It may be having to do with someone in your home. But in the home is where you get your most support. That is also the case. The issue is in the family, near or extended family, but it's also there that you get your most support as well. Now, I'm seeing that towards the end of the month, there's a decision to make, a decision concerning the matters of the heart. And the decision is right over the woman in the man's house. So it has to do with love. It has to do with the relationship. Again, it has to do, I mentioned it, it was a beginning for the woman. The man and the female, one on top of another. Of course, these could be two like sexes. That is, it's indifferent there. Now, there'll be during the 2 weeks in August a lot of talk about the difficulties that you'll be facing, as if it's above board. Everybody knows about it. Everybody's talking about it. It's sort of like a joint effort, a family effort. Friends will be coming in to help. And the communication seems to be not concerning the matters of health and the family rallying around you. No, the communication concerning this romantic tryst, this romantic relationship, this emotional relationship, is going to be in some way slighted, faulted. How can I say? It could be indirect. You may be getting messages indirectly. You may be receiving messages from someone you think is far away, but they're close. They're falsed. There's a sort of trick behind the messages. Everything that the communication is not one-on-one. It's not face-to-face, and it is sort of always hidden behind some kind of deception, but there is communication there. There is communication there. One interesting thing is I have the book falling in the house of the book. So what does this tell me? Unless all of you out there are professors or work with research, this would call upon that. But typically this tells me that, one, we're not supposed to know. There's something there that we are not supposed to know. And two, there's something that is extremely important. It's mirroring the house, which is in the house of the whip. It's something that would be coming up that you'll be talking about. Now, also this card, also the card of the book, it mirrors all four corners, and the four corners indicate a new beginning that will start from talk in the home and concerning a house, and also concerning a new beginning, a transformation, a complete transformation. So we have the indications here. On the one side, there is a brand new beginning with the child here for the woman, for the female, and there's also a complete transformation because we have the snake over the coffin, the house of the coffin. Complete transformation, and it involves matters of a house or home. Now, there are a few elements here that I haven't touched that I will now, and one of them is the protection that you have. These choices that you have to make. It's as if you're going to be making a choice without knowing all of the elements, and also there is something to do with your work, your livelihood, your activity that is going to be much more prominent, especially, and this is the type of work I'm talking about. If you're entrepreneurs, if you have your own business, that type of business is going to go public. It's going to, hit the charts. It's going to, become public. You're going to start talking about it with people around you. It's going to become your prominent livelihood, your business, your new business, or your old business. Now, it's really protected, that is, and there is, you get support for that endeavor, for your personal work, for this activity, whether new or old. There also is here, let me take a look before I, yes, you have support. any way you look at it, any way you turn, you have support. It's going to be an extremely trying month. We talked about that. There may be illness in the family. There may be illness in your close circle of friends or extended family. But there is a difficult situation that you will be dealing with. A lot of people, a lot of support. And there's this decision to make at an emotional level. And at the same time, the growth, the publication, the marketing of your activity, more at a social level. There is here promise of a contract, and it has to do with sort of going back, either going back to where you used to live, either going back to a place that you grew up in, either going back to another home that used to, or an area where you used to grow up. That is going to come up. Aries, I think I've done it all. I hope this is of help. Namaste, my friends, Aries friends, until we read together again. Now I'm going to shuffle the cards again and read for Taurus. Taurus friends. Let's see if we could get a good shuffle on this. Taurus friends. Let's see what the Lenormand Mini Grand Tableau have to say about you, Taurus. Second half of the month. Full moon. Interesting. Again here too, I get the prominence of a couple being very, very close, where the female component or the like gender female role of the relationship has a desire to communicate quite a lot, whereby the other partner does not. And it's like pulling teeth, getting words out of their mouth. And indeed, this is compounded by the clouds in the house of the man. But it is the woman in the or the female role in the relationship that is the deciding factor, who really creates the entire situation and moves the relationship forward. I do see again here too, and it is prominent. There is the lilies in the house of the coffin, as if there is a passing in your family or in your someone that you know. But it here too results as being, there is a mirroring effect here, a prominent occurrence this second half of August, or the notion that someone will be passing. But you know, that comes with the stars. The stars in the there's the coffin in the house of the stars. It's as if it happens after a long illness, and everyone is pleased with it, because it is, you can't stand to see someone suffering. And I hate to talk about health and issues in this terms, but life is part of death. The death is part of life. And so, you know, give me thumbs down as much as you want, but that is part of life. Now, what's interesting here is that we have this key in the house of the woman, and it's knighting with the man. And again, here too, there's the relationship base. It's a strengthening of the bond. And what's interesting is that a new occurrence comes up, a new occasion for a decision. If it's as if you were in a relationship and never before have you brought to the table a decision to make. Are we going to live together or not? Do you want to go forward or not? There's a decision to be made, and it's between those two parties. And that's very, very clear. But the decision, the paths here, even though difficult, is really guarded by these beautiful stars in the house of the bear. You're protected no matter how the decision goes, no matter what you decide. All negativity surrounding the occurrences, both the illness, the passing, or whatever, the decision to be made, the negative aspects behind that are going to be resolved immediately. They're going to disappear. Just let me shut the window a second. Sorry about that. It's the garbage collection nearby, so I was getting the garbage truck, the dump truck. Now, another thing, so that is sort of protected. There is the fox in the house of the garden. Now, that is to tell me that you're going to be out and out talking about jobs, trying, even probably seeking new jobs. And this is going to be coming up. It's going to be known. It's going to be spoken about. Not only in the house of the fox, which is right above that, I have the heart. And you're going to, in some way, either your companion will be helping you in that sense, or other members of the family close to you. It's an emotional endeavor, as if people around you know that you're looking for something and they're helping you. And you here too, just as I found with the Aries, there's rallying around you. You know, there's a lot of help. A lot of talk. I have the dog in the house of the whip. A lot of talk from friends that help you. Again, mirroring this bouquet. Interesting development here concerning your work. Now, there's also a lot of talk about two different things. One, it could be working out of your home, the idea of work. You could work out of your home or out of internet, creating a website and getting a business going that way. And talk about moving. Talk about moving home or moving in with your partner. This will be coming up as well for many of you. No matter what, the decisions that you have on your plate this month will be difficult for you, even if, like I said, you have a lot of people rallying around you, because the decisions are the most difficult when they concern your work. The relationship is guided by lucky stars here in this mini Grand Tableau. Now, what I see as well is that not only is there a lot of talk about moving, but you will actually start looking for places. And how much would it cost to rent an apartment here? Do you think we can purchase a home together? This will be spoken about, and quite a lot. Now, there are, let's see, there's a sense of maturity here, which is crowning the reading. And it's as if now, never before, have you started to think in terms of getting on your own, moving away to a place where you could live on your own or with your partner, becoming more independent, wanting to change jobs so it could give you, provide you with the funds necessary to do that. Those of you who already have all that, wanting to expand. That is a key factor in the second half of August. And the full moon is going to push this forward. Now, there's also a lot of talk with a woman. A lot of talk with a woman. A lot as if a woman figure, either a mother figure or a companion or a sister, will be prominent in the decisions that you have to take. The female keeps coming out as being the person who will be really moving forward all of the communication and probably making you, or the female role in the like gender companionship, making you see more than you can see yourself about how good it would be to branch off, how good it would be to start something new, maybe even together, but she will be the driving force behind that. And the four corners are, well, the four corners are telling me the four basic themes of this period, this 2 weeks, that it is the woman who will be driving forward all of the ideas and the notions, that those things that were never talked about before will be coming up and being public. We want to live it together. I want to make my own business. That there is something that will come to a complete end during this second half of August. And the talk among friends in terms of your projects and your goals and your ideas, and having them help you with that. Ladies and gentlemen, Taurus, I hope this was of help. Namaste until we read again. Now let's go on to Gemini. Gemini, to see what the Mini Grand Tableau can tell you. Okay, Gemini. Okay. Well, here too, Gemini, a big decision is in store for you the second half of August. This comes out with the key in the house of the paths. That is something prominent for you this this period, and it is a decision that's quite difficult for you. Difficult for you. It will concern in part your health, and it will also concern a loss perhaps of a partner, not in terms of them passing, but a loss of a love that you may have felt of late that will be of great concern to you. Also, it's as if you're at a turning point. You need to change home. You need to change partners. You need to change your life. You're looking at a situation that is affecting you in your very soul, in your bones. You know, you feel like it's taking its toll over your health. That's what I'm seeing here. Now, but there's a sense of maturity that I have here, a sense of maturity that, please don't forget that, Gemini, that you need to draw on your experience and have that help you make the decisions. You need to talk about it. You need to talk about it in terms of pairing up to others by way of working together. Could your skills be put together and wed with another person's skills? It could also be a matter of talking about going to live with somebody just as a friend. You know, going to live with a friend, like male, you know, like gender or opposite sex, it doesn't matter. But the idea of moving in with someone as a way of getting you through this transitory phase. You feel like more than before you want to be with other people for the ideas that we mentioned before, for your health, to improve your health, for a matter of exchanging emotional ideas, and to change your surroundings. You're really at a crossroads, and a difficult one at that. But remember, you have to draw on your experience, because that will really enlighten you in terms of how to move forward. I see the beginning of a new activity. The beginning of a new activity that may have to be done abruptly, and that is going to take a toll on your health because you'll be stressed out. And it is that beginning indeed that is going to cause you the most difficulty. Because whether you like it or not, it is happening. And it's happening for many of you, it's happening in an area that involves publication, creative writing, communications of all sorts. But basically, I'm seeing something that you want to be published, either on a website or as a book or as your own independent publishing. But that is something that's prominent in the second half of August. Not only all communication surrounding that notion, Gemini friends, is really going to be pushed forward in a positive light. It's really going to be successful, I see. Now, also of great help to you are the people around you, your close friends. They're the ones to go. And this seems to be a theme running through at least these last two readings that I just did, that your close friends are going to be very instrumental in both guiding you and suggesting to you what you should be doing. Now, there is the mice in the house of the mice, and this tells me that indeed it's going to be a trying month, because that decision that is to be made is going to be difficult. But what the mice are mirroring is the clover in the house of the garden. And again, the cards are telling me, go public, talk to your friends, tell them what it's all about, get an exchange from them, get information from them. You will be a completely changed person because of that. It's as if you have never you've been keeping things into yourself, but you need to share them, and that will make of you a transformed person, completely transformed person. I'm taking a look at all of the cards. I believe I've read all of the relations. Yes, the transformation in itself will be positive because it will be involving a public factor. It will be as if you're coming clean. It's a coming out of the closet, going public, going into internet. That going public is going to be the positive factor in this entire period, the 2 weeks, in the last 2 weeks in August, and the full moon is going to bring that forward. Very positive emphasis here on your work, and the work is under a lucky star if you can face the music by taking the necessary decisions. Again, telling you, draw on your experience and use your friends, not use them literally, but use them as sounding boards. Have them help you. Have them give you advice, and heed their advice, Gemini. Namaste. I hope this was of help to you. Until we read again, Gemini. Let me pull these up and go into the reading for Cancer now. Let's see if we can shuffle these cards and lay a spread for Cancer. Oop. The first card out, I'll put that at the top. The whip that was. Interesting. Okay, that whip is telling us that there is talk of a transformation. There's talk of a change. There's a lot of talk of change. This other card came out, the heart, at the last. It wanted to come out. I'll let it come out for you, Cancer. Okay, there will be talk about change, transformation. You'll be in the heart of it this second half of August. And it has to do with strengthening a woman, making her strong in order for her to face her fate, her destiny, her work, her life. And also, it involves going against the odds, as if this person, this female figure, has to be helped, aided, strengthened, so she may, again, benefit from the being in a public where they can help her. There's also a gift. It's as if there's a gift, a very difficult gift to give this female figure, because it is a female figure. A gift of hope and trust. It's as if this woman, female figure, needs to be constantly fed a message of trust and faith, as if that woman is losing her faith. Could be a companion, could be a relationship, could be a relative, could be a conoscente, could be a friend, just acquaintance, but someone who you will be around that second part of the month. And look, this is the full moon as well, so the 18th, also, let's see, there is the there's transformative talk. Okay, it's as if the talk is going to literally transform the way people think, and it is in the communication itself that most growth that takes place, most change takes place. And not only that, the communication at times will be abrupt. It will be, you pane a pane, vino al vino, you have to call a spade a spade. And that's the type of communication that will be required of you this second half of August, Cancer. But again, things will be ripe. The moment will be ripe for a shower of praise, of help, of aid, of positivity, of luck to come down on you as an individual within your context, and you as giving advice, you as being the cheerleader behind a situation for the second half of August. There'll be talk about you and your protective nature and the way that you can help in a situation, and how you can support the efforts of this situation in some way. You'll be finding that people will be asking you for help, and you'll be giving it willingly. You seem to be invested in a situation the second half of August. It's interesting that the idea of health seems to you now more so than ever before, and you're taking it to heart. It seems more so than ever before that it is going to be prominent for you. Almost as if you're going to, every single day of your life from today, from the 15th on, you're going to say, I want to invest in my health. You're taking it to heart. And those who are meaningful to you, your family, your loves, the people who are close to you, and you're always going to, are you eating well? You're going to use that as a mantra. You're going to think of it, how are you doing? Are you eating well today? Have you been drinking water? And that is going to be, you're going to be the promoter. People have been telling you that you should drink more water. This time you're going to be passing that message on. Very, very interesting. There's not so much here a matter that I don't see any matters of the heart involved here. That's not the mainstay of the spread here and of the second half of August, because your emotions will be moved in a different realm. It'll be moved toward the notion of health, and this is quite interesting. And also, you will want to be, you will be guided by the saying, there's safety in numbers, being more with friends than before. You are the person to gain. There is the sun over the man. There's the sun over the man. And the man is protective of his woman, okay, or his like gender, okay. There is a very highly protective element here. Communication involves, again, there's communication around a female, and it's also a female that spurs you and then on to others into creating communication. There's a female figure here that needs protection, again, and she's the one who moves the talk, moves the communication, is around her. And it's interesting to see that has come out before. A lot of talk about the protecting nature of your efforts the second half of August. Lo and behold, the book has come out in the house of the book again. This was true for the last reading I did, and that has two meanings. Like I said, not all of you can be professors or researchers or scientists, but if you are, this is the month, this is the part of the month for you. This is talking precisely to you. And if you are not, this is talking to the fact that there is some underlying elements, happenings, occurrences in future that you are not to know, or you do not know, that you're being counseled on taking action despite of knowing, and that you should move forward not knowing what the outcome could be. Have faith and trust Have faith and trust. I hope this was of help to you, Cancer. Namaste. Now let me go until we read again, Cancer. Now I'm going on to the next reading, which would be our Leo friends. Happy birthday, Leos. We are in your sign. I've said that in my last reading, but let's see what this has to tell you. Let's see, Leo. Let's see what the Mini Grand Tableau has to say to you for the full moon and the second half of August. Hey! I'm going to take a shower. Sorry, it's me again. I had to shut the camera off because I was interrupted in the reading, but I was laying the cards. My sister just came in and said, I'm going to take a shower, so she was warning me so I wouldn't use the water in the other bathroom so she wouldn't feel cold when she was taking her shower. So, okay. I'm sorry, she's saying as she's left. I'm sorry. All right, Leo, what do we have? We have the end of a job for you. It's as if you're starting a new job for many of you. And the key here is the unknown factor. It's as if you're jumping without a net. You know, it's as if you're going into something new that is completely new for you. It's an adventure. Now, let's see how that adventure will go. I see that most of you, those of you who are changing activity and who are going into business for yourself are the most favored. There's also the mountain here in the house of the mountain. So this job change is not without its difficulties. Those of you who are going into business for yourself will be most favored. Now, there's love in the air. There's a lot of love in the air, but there's difficulty with that love that you're feeling because it's momentary difficulty. Of course, it gives you, it seems that most of you, I'll say about 55% of you will, of us, I'm not a Leo, but I'll put myself in there, is have an ongoing relationship or going back to an older love, a person from your past. And there are difficulties surrounding that, but you are indeed in love with that person and you can't deny it any longer. Now, the rest of us have a situation that is the love that you're feeling concerns an ongoing relationship, a bona fide marriage, a long-standing relationship, and you want to take it up to the next level. You want to tie that, you want to tie a knot there. You want to propose, and it's going to end into a marriage, actually. And at the same time, however, that love it's almost as if I have here 10% of you are putting an end to the relationship, and it's going public. Finally, you're going to telling your friends and relatives and everyone, this is the end of our relationship. It's going to be made public. It will happen quite suddenly because you think it's time for you to take care of number one. All right? Now, leaving aside the love messages here, there's a crucial element in the second half of August for you, Leo, that concerns communication. Communication having to do with your own business, those of you who will be going into business. Communication that has to do with work in general, but there is involvement here with a woman in terms of perhaps you had to interview with a female. There's ongoing communication. Go back and communicate with that person. Touch base again with her, their counseling. There also is something that is hidden from you that has to do with a decision that you need to make. And again, you're going to have to jump in without a net. The cards are telling you that you're going to have to make a decision without knowing all of the factors involved. And that's always difficult to make. But, it's highlighted once again, the decision is highlighted once again, and the cards are counseling you to quickly go and get all the information you need before you do make that decision. Even though there are parts of the decision that will always remain an enigma before you do make it, it's a matter of jumping, really moving around without a net, on that high wire. Now, there's also here a matter of concern which relates to movement, which relates to either a vacation or you may have planned a vacation and it's not going to go through, or something occurs at the last moment and it doesn't go through. There's also something to do with, yes, the vacation. You do take the vacation, but it's not a good vacation. It doesn't live up to your expectations. Another, but what I'm seeing more than anything else, it has to do with the last minute cancellation because of communication that you receive, and that you're called upon to help someone and you have to just cancel your plans. But there is something to do around the element of movement. Now we have this beautiful sun up here in the house of the bouquet, and it's telling me, and it's mirroring, of course, the cross in the house of the letter. And what it's telling me is that you're very poised to progress in a positive fashion if you can incorporate the element of communication in a very, very straightforward, no-nonsense way. You need to find the words. You need to buttress your self-expression. You need to get the words out, Leo. You really have to talk about what is on your mind. You only stand to gain, and in a very beautiful way. Let's see if there is... Yes, I spoke about taking the relationship to the next level, and that is part of a decision that is going to be revolving around your days the second half of August. There's also this issue that I haven't touched on yet, a very burning issue concerning a home, a metaphorical home, an actual house that you are planning to, or the house that you're living in. And I'm speaking to the female components now. This is something that I see the female Leos of you in a situation where you want to change the way you do things. You want to change the nature of your work, and it involves a home. And that becomes prominent with the female in the house of the fox, of course, and igniting the garden and the bear as well in the house of the scythe and the paths. But overall, I see that the difficulty is going to be around a decision, and it's not going to be easy. It's, we have this mountain in the house of the mountain, but let's try our best, Leo. Namaste, my friends, until we read together again. Hi, Virgo, this is for you. Let's see what the Lenormand Mini Grand Tableau has to say to you for the full moon and the second half of August. Oops. Well, the emphasis is on a female again. The emphasis is on on the female component here. And what is that emphasis? Changing homes. For many of you, involves the idea of moving, the idea of changing or revamping your entire home. You know, adding on, changing. This is prominent in this spread. But also, there's something here to do with wanting to actually move, but you cannot. It's as if you really would like to move to a different place, to a different house in the same area, but that is not possible. And that's going to condition it's as if you wake up, today and say, I want a complete change. Let me start with my home. Boy, I would love to live in another place. I would love to live in another home. Then you start to remodel and change, knickknacks, everything. Now, in terms of our males here, the males have an easier, you male Virgos have an easier time the second half of August. You're able to take decisions very, very quickly. You're gifted in this way. You have a certain amount of, you see that I'm making the difference between males and females. There are two genders in this world, or other transgenders as well. But the way you feel the most, this is your animus side. And the male side here is able to take on a very quick decision, and that decision will work well for them. Not only, there is talk of going back to doing a job that you used to in the past. There are two different things here. Two different things. As I raised three fingers, because I was undecided between 2 and 3, and there are two. One where you will be going back to doing some other kind of work that you used to do in the past, and another where you are moving to a place where you used to live in order for you to work there. And not only that, there's also this desire that you have to communicate on a larger scale, on a more public scale. You'll feel the need to speak more publicly, and that is going to give you so much satisfaction. It's going to make you feel love from other people. It's going to make you feel loved. It's as if there's, in the love department, there's something lacking, and you're using this communication on a wide scale to bring you back this love. Very interesting, that is. And again, both males and females are gifted in terms of, you will be given a gift. It's a gift of love, both of you, this month, that you yourself create. Now, I'm not saying a man's coming into your life, a woman's coming into your life, another man from the past. No, you yourself is going to, again, find yourself. It's as if you're coming into your own. Yes, finally, me, myself, and I'm standing on my own 2 feet. This is what I have. Let me work with that, And if there's someone who comes and crosses my path, fine, but I'm standing on my own 2 feet. This is me. You find yourself this month, Virgo friends. Second half of August, the full moon. Now, it's not always easy for you to communicate. All right, the type of communication that you employ and that you adopt, you're trying to revamp. You want to see, is there a better way? Should I use a wider channel? Should I use emails? Should I send newsletters? Should I make speeches, seminars? You're considering changing the communication. And it's going to be difficult for you. That is probably the most difficult thing for you to face the second half of August. How do I communicate? How can I make myself heard? Now, there's an element here concerning how you think of doing research on a small level, on a large scale level. If I want to get from A to B, I need to think about that and plan and do my homework. And that is going to be underlying all the things that you do. If I have to improve the nature of my work, I have to do the work. I have to do my research. If I want to communicate on a grand scale, I have to do my research in terms of what tools do I have available to me. That is going to sort of condition your days this second half of August. And prominent, your thoughts are going to be prominent there. They're going to be sequestrati. They're going to be put all in that. All of your eggs are going to be put into that basket. Now, there are other things here to be spoken about. Your very work, the nature of your work, is going to condition your health. If you're happy about the way you go about your business, and I'm couching that in inverted commas because it's not just business and it's not just work, it's about your everyday. If you don't work, it's about how you're going about your business and organizing your days. If you're able to do that in a proper fashion, that will condition your health. It's as if the better that goes, the better I feel. The better I work, the better I can prepare my work. Even if the money is not coming in, the better I feel. And it's all about feeling good about what you're doing. That is the key message here for the month of, the second half of the month of August. And the full moon's message. The better I can plan my strategies, my communicative strategies, my efforts to improve my work, the better I will feel. And feeling translates into health. This is going to be a lucky area for you if you're able to do that work and that strategizing. It's going to be and you're going to see the turnaround very quickly. You're going to see your health improve. You're going to see your smile on your face. You're going to feel more energy right away. There's a matter of concern. All right, we talked about a man and a woman and all of that, but I didn't talk really about matters of the heart. And the matters of the heart that I'm seeing is that you were faced, again, I think I might have said this for the month of August, you want to make a quick decision concerning a partner. You do want to make this is how you feel, this is what you feel. You have to make a decision. And you may be making that. And you may be making that very abruptly, but it has to do, and you're going to overlap it. It's in your mind, it's going to be overlapped with you taking care of business and strategizing. And it's as if you want to cover one with the other. And so it's almost as if in your mind, you're going to be making a decision about that person. So you can move your business forward. You can move your everyday life forward. You can put that smile again on your face. Very interesting. And it's not going to be easy. I have the book in the House of the Mice. It's not going to be easy because it's as if you're working without knowing all of the elements. And definitely that's the case. Not even knowing or being able to assess the outcome properly. But, we've got a transformation in your metaphorical house. We've got a lot of talk about moving, changes being made. We have you in a position of going through the motions of strategizing in terms of creating overlay, underlay, and hiding one thing with another, so at least in your mind you could put that smile back on your face. And you are the key. This is the key, and it's over in the house of the female. And the female's the one who, or the anima side to you, is the one that wins over all of the difficulties in the month. Use that female intuition. Namaste, Virgo friends. I hope this was of help to you. Until we read together again. Now let's go on to our Libra friends. Libra, let's see what is in store for you. Let's see what is in store for you for the second half of August and the full moon. Oops. Now, okay. I put all the cards upside down. Let's see. Let me see. I've put them all upside down. Whoa, decisions coming up, Libra. Big time. Decisions coming up big time. Yeah. We have our paths in the house of the paths. Big time. And they're concerning a new beginning in your work, livelihood, activity. They're also considering something that well, they're considering three things. A reward that you've earned and what to do with that. It also considers the decision to be made, concerns the idea of wanting to understand at all costs something that you haven't before today. And also the decision involves offering your services to others in a way, in the field of education. Okay, so those three, if you don't remember what I said, go back and listen to the video. I'm going to move forward here. Now, there is quite a difficult time concerning your trying to use skills that you've learned in the past and applying them in this present time. That will be difficult. It's as if the cards are saying you need to retrain. You need to retrain in certain skills or update those skills in some way. Go back for a refresher course. Also, there is for a few, I'm seeing, say, like 15%, there is an engagement that is ending, that it will not go forward into marriage. The engagement will end. And I'm sorry to say, but I can see that it is of your doing, and that decision is going to be met with difficulty, but it is a proper decision. It will be a positive decision for you. Also, there is all of a sudden, you need to speak about problems. You need to speak about the issues, both with your partner and that engagement. That was a very 15% of you. But you need to have a feeling, Libra, that you need to speak about problems, to be able to solve them, to make them public. And what I'm seeing is that all the issues that you've seen or that you have felt up until now and thought of them as being unsurmountable difficulties, now all of a sudden seem to take on a different light. They seem to be so easy to solve. And this is a good positive thing in the second half of August and this full moon. Now, for a large majority of you, and I'm talking about 50% here, 45-50%, there's going to be coming together with a relationship, whether it was ended in the past or separation, but you're coming together again. You're meeting your match. For those of you who have not, this is the second half of August. Love, again, the notion of emotions is not without its difficulties, but the emotions and the romantic sphere is a sphere where you need to spend time on, and you will be rewarded in that sense. You'll have the notion, you'll have the feeling, you'll have the sensation that in this period of time you are not going to be protected, as if you have lost your blanket, your comforting blanket. And that's just a sensation I'm reading in the cards. because the notion of changing jobs, beginning a new activity that I mentioned in the beginning, is to be brought forward without concern for the difficulties that you've had of late, because you're a different person today, Libra. And today is a new day. It's the dawn of a new period. And again, they're stressing that decision, the paths over the house of the paths, is to be made in this period. That is the most compelling moment, the most compelling issue that is prominent this period of time. And the cross in the house of the whip is telling me you cannot not address it. You cannot go without addressing that decision that you have to make. You have to face it. Namaste, my Libra friends. Until we read again, I hope this was of help to you. Now off to my Scorpio friends. I have this little light that just won't do what it's supposed to do. There it is. Now, let's see if I can, yeah, all of these are all turned upside down. Just give me a moment for me to rectify that. Then I'll go on to your reading, Scorpio. I don't read Lenormands ever upside down. I don't read cards upside down in general, but Lenormands, meno che meno, least of all. All right, let's see what the second half of August brings for you, and the full moon of the 18th of August to you, Scorpio friends. Well, there's right off the bat, I'm seeing as the notion of, all right, there in your life, in the past, up until now, you weren't one for communicating above board in matters of the heart, I'm saying. And this is about to change, you know. It seems that that is going to change, but in a positive light. It's almost as if you're going to use the communication with a loved one, the stars in the house of the fox, and use that communication to bring them closer to you, but you're using the metaphor of a work, of activity. It's an excuse to come close to that person. And the stars are telling you that that is the proper way to go. It will be fruitful for you. And of course, I see the partners, the male, the female, whatever partners, they're knighting each other. And it is a person of your past. You're going towards a person of your past, and it's the rekindling of something with the coffin. The woman is in the house of the coffin. News, communication is going to be coming in to that couple concerning the rekindling of their relationship. The animus side, the male side of that, is reluctant and may need a metaphor to start up that communication, and that will be the case. But he's knighting with the tower in the house of the storks, and that's telling me that regardless, the intentions are very serious, and the intentions are to go back to that person and speak, you know, seriously. There's times are ripe for him or her to do that, animus, you know. And there's talk with the female. I can see the knighting with the whip in the house of the female, and a lot of talk with the female, a lot of communication with that female. Remember, the key was in the house of the letter, and that's what started the entire reading. And this is prominent. There's this desire to communicate. Yeah, and I'm talking about the metaphor of work because I get the anchor in the house of the book. So it's as if you're using the metaphor of the book, you know, the unknown, and it's almost, it really is a metaphor to start up the communication again. Now, lovely. lovely, lovely is this sun in the house of the man. Lovely. Knighting with the protector, with the bear, in the house of the bear. Do you see? The bear in the house of the bear, that person, that man is going to be propose himself, animus, proposing himself as a protector, as a daddy, as a person to whom the other partner can look up to. They want to be strong and they want to support. That's their desire. And this is you, Scorpio. I'm seeing for you too, the cross is in the house of the paths, of a very important decision concerning this, precisely this storyline that is going to be prominent the second half of August. Again, the communication is not without its faults. It's going to start, then start up again, start, not stop, start. Perhaps you'll use different expedients. Perhaps they won't work out. It's going to be rough going the second half of August. But the idea is that storyline. Now, there is a matter of the occult here, and why I say that, I have the book in the House of the Stars, and that is typically the occult, and it almost as if you use the metaphor of the occult. Oh, I heard my astrology. I heard the reading for my sign the other day, and it said, or you literally would want to propose to your partner getting together to doing something concerning spirituality or the occult or magic or something. But typically this is something that has to do with the occult. It can hide matters that are unsaid, but it is something to do with, and I'm going to say it, this is the fifth time I said it, the occult. Behind your mind, in your mind, there is the notion of coming home, figuratively and literally. You want to go home. You want to go home. You need a home. You're looking for your home. And this other person may be involved in that. But you yourself, that without the other person, this is your basic underlying desire. The only thing that is a mystery to me is this whip in, the scythe in the house of the whip, as if, again, I'm hearing that, both the letter in the house of the mice and the scythe in the house of the whip tell me that the communication is not straightforward. It's going to be choppy. It's going to be hidden. It's going to be behind different, could be deceptive, but that related with the occult, there's a lot of under the surface communication. This could be occult communication. This could be communication of different dimension as well. But whatever it is, there's something that is going to be occupying your very being, and it has to do with you as being a protector for someone else. Namaste, Scorpio. I hope this was of help to you until we read again. Now let's go off to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Bear with me, Sagittarius, while I mix these cards and see what's up for you the month of the second half of the month of August and this full moon, Sagittarius. Okay, now, difficult times, stressful times. You may be coming out of a stressful time. Let's see what the cards say. Difficult times. You're ending a residence. You're leaving a residence, definitely. I see you talking about moving. And where should we move? Where shall I move? and it has to do with your work. You're going to have to move in relation to your work. I see that very clearly, very prominently. It at the same, well, there's a lot here. There's a lot on your plate. Very much a lot. The males of you, the animus of the group out there at Sagittarius, are those who are going to travel. And you're going to travel for pleasure. You're going to travel to look for another place. In your mind, you're going to be traveling, trying to conceive of where you could move and move your business, where you can go get a job so you can move. A very positive decision is in line for you. Any way you decide is going to be really a positive outcome. There's a woman involved as well, and she's going to be behind you all the way. She's going to favor you in terms of getting those CVs out there, picking a place to live, trying to make you weigh all of the possibilities. And the interesting part of it is that there's a position that you haven't considered. For those of you who are in research, who are scientists, who do study, there is an idea that you didn't consider, but that may come up, and you may reconsider that, for those of you are in that field. But there's also, you really wish that you could make the decision based on all the facts, how much money I would be making, where I would be going, what is the life quality, the standard of living there, how is the style of living there. But you won't have all of those. You won't have all of those bits of information. But remember, you are guided by this female figure, and she'll be a very positive influence on you. Also, the publicer you get, the more public you go with, putting feelers out, the better it will be. And the greater it will be, the faster it will be putting you in a position for you to be able to make that move. You're going to be making a move very, very, very quickly. Very quickly. And I see it as being a very positive move. It's the speed with which you make the decision is not going to, you're not going to like it, and it's going to be wrought with difficulties, but you feel like you have to make it. And you're going to have interviews actually faster than you even thought. It's as if where you are, you put out feelers, you put out CVs, you want to change, and all of a sudden where you are is where they give you the most advantageous proposal, and you don't want to consider that because you were really hoping you would move and you can make a big change. That will be coming up this second half of August. That will be coming up for you, so you might be prepared. Try to get prepared for that. Again, I'm seeing communication concerning research that you've done. If you're a scientist, there's communication concerning publications. There you go. Publication of your work. And what you could possibly, where you can place some of the if you're publishing an article, where is the best place, the best journal, the best place to go publish it. Also, you're going to, whatever you fear, and there is fear here. There's fear because of that pressing moment that you have to make the decision. You are really in a very healthy, strong moment of your life. You will not be depressed. You will not fall prey to any kind of illness whatsoever. You're strong. I see you as being very strong. You're strongest when you conceive of the notion of moving away from where you are. That's your underlying desire. That's your underlying desire. And you do consider the offer that's going to be made to you this period as not the best in your interests. You may have to prepare for that, and you may have to, you could probably negotiate something with them, maybe 6 months out of the year instead of an entire year, maybe doing research from abroad, maybe working behind a computer in another location. That could be an opportunity, living somewhere else and then traveling to that place of work every so often. or when you can decide or negotiate. I see beautiful things here. I see lovely things. Even if the key is on the house of the mice, it is telling me that the issue is, in your eyes, going to be conceived as a negative solution, staying where you are. But it seems to be the most advantageous. Again, I see here a trip moving. It's as if the cards are telling you, take a vacation, which you will be, and you'll be better placed to speak then about moving to where you are now, because that is going to be an excellent offer that you will not like now. Ladies and gentlemen, Scorpio, ladies and gentlemen, Sagittarius, I hope this was of help to you. It was very clear message, and well, good luck to you. Now let me go on to the Capricorn members of my audience out there. The Capricorn members of my audience out there. Let me first shuffle the cards and see what this mini grand tableau has to say to you too, for the second half of August. And the full moon. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, Capricorn friends. Very interesting. Very interesting. What do we have? We've got here the man in the house of the man. The man in the house of the man. So let's see what that means in the context of this. It means that a man is prominent here. Now, also, he's knighting with a woman, the animus here, and it is a knighting relationship of protection. There's a man here that's protecting, or the animus side that is protecting. And I also see there's talk of coming in. There's a message coming to you, first of all, that will be then becoming a actual talk. You'll be talking. And it's going to happen very abruptly for you. All of a sudden, out of the blue. And the talk will be first coming to you by way of a message. You'll be receiving a message that will be putting you before a decision. That will be followed up by talk as well, as if, the message will be coming in, then you're going in and making calls and speaking with this person. But I have to say that there's the heart in the house of the mice, and you're of two minds, and I don't think this is going to be a solution for you to pair up with that person. You, at least in this frame of time, the second half of August, it's not something that you will be positively considering. And as well, because this heart is knighting with the clouds in the house of the letter, and the letter with the clouds over it it's as if you're not even happy that you get that message, the first written message, and that's fine. And again, I'm seeing the heart mirroring the mice in the house of the garden, which tells me that you don't want that person in your life. You don't want to walk down the street with that person. You don't want that person to be part of your new context or your context. You're just not interested in that person anymore. You do have, or have had, feelings. And I see the moon in the house of the stork, of another place. It was you. They make you feel at home in some respect. They have held your heart for a moment, and it would be feeling like going home. But now is not the time for you to do that. You won't want that now. You're more interested in this environment, in your work, and talking about your work. You don't even want to talk to that person about what you're doing now, which is funny. You're not going to consider at all a marriage, a proposal, or any kind of thought of permanently being with that person. That's not in the cards here at all. And what is in the cards is something that you don't have now. A notion of going to a home, a metaphorical home, a place that you can call your home, that you don't know exists yet today, but that will happen all of a sudden to you. Okay, it's nighting. That will happen all of a sudden to you. And it will be involving a new person coming into your life, and it will be involving an institutionalized relationship, a relationship that will be a relationship that will then be taken to the next level and will be an important relationship. What's interesting to see here is that you're calm with all of this. You're calm with all of the choices that you make, and you're calm even with the way you see that person. It doesn't bother you that you no longer are interested in being with them. You are a little bit worried about the fact that there's no other person in your life. For many of you, there is not, or you're just not unsatisfied with your romantic situation at the current time. But be aware that it is coming very abruptly, and it will be going into an institutionalized relationship, a very firm, bond and a decision to stay together, a long-standing relation for the future. So Capricorn friends, bear up. Just take it as a lovely communication. They'll be coming back, don't worry. If you want to see them, you can, but you have made up your mind already. It's not for you anymore. But for those of you who do want to see them, you can. What I'm seeing in this reading is that little voice of yours knows already what you want, and it's not this person, not in your present day life. Namaste, Capricorn friends. I hope this was of help to you. Until we read again. Bye-bye. Hi, Aquarius. It's Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with your reading now. And this is the Mini Grand Tableau, Lenormand Grand Tableau, for the second half of August, including this full moon on the 18th. Let's see what the Lenormands have to say for you, or to you. Male energy is prominent this month. Male energy is prominent, and a new beginning for a female. Male energy is prominent concerning your love life and concerning a woman you would like to go, a partner, let's say, that you would like to go back to. This time, however, you being in the improved, the better position of offering your help to that person, you being the provider, you being the person, the motivator, the catalyst behind your relationship. And it will happen quite suddenly. The idea is going to come up. It's going to be the faster the decision is made, the better for you. The decision is going to completely transform your life in a good way. It's mirroring the paths is in the house of the coffin, and the child is in the house of the woman, in a positive way. There is also a very, very, very prominent energy around your livelihood, your activity, which is the stabilizing factor for you. And it's not by chance that now is the moment you decide to offer yourself in that light as the protector, as the provider. It is really, it seems as if for you, Aquarius, that you all of a sudden realize that you're in a position to be able to be that person, that new person, that provider. And then you take the decision to go back. There'll be talk, there'll be communication, lots of it, concerning things that you have never spoken about. What have we never mentioned? Let's talk about those issues. And the sun is in the house of the sun is in the house of the book. Let's talk about them. Let's bring them to light. Let's try to resolve them. Going public with this idea, having your friends and your family know about it, may not be suited to you. The cards are counseling you not to let other people know just yet, because it would condition your relationship, put it really in peril, in danger. And what they're telling me, the moon in the house of the mice and the bear in the house of the garden, is that it's best kept to yourself, only in a second moment to bring it up. But the emphasis is on you too. Also here is that there's sort of an energy in this second half of August that's transformative, without a doubt. It's transformative. And it will be giving you such positive sensations that once you put yourself in that role and you enact change, it will start giving you you will start benefiting from the positive results of having taken that decision. Also, I see here that you're really serious about moving forward. You really want to ask that person. You want to have an engagement. You want to marry someone. I mean, you want to propose, and this is high on your mind. What I'm seeing is that the other person may be reluctant. The other person may be the side to your emotional story that will put the brakes on. They'll be more realistic in inverted commas. They'll be showing you, but we can't do that. But what are you talking about? Don't you see that we're so different? And well, they're going to, so be prepared for that. Be prepared for that. But all in all, I see really moving forward. I see a positive energy in the moving forward in that desire. You'll be gifted. You'll be given gifts. In the more you move in terms of what your desires are, the greater help that you will receive, and the more luck. I'll couch it in the terms of luck. The universe is going to help you, this also, your work also. Many of you out there will be having a proposal in terms of a partnership. You have a stable job, and that's clear. The anchor in the house of the fox, that's double work. But there's going to be an offer as well in terms of a partnership. Either you come into a legal, enterprise where they ask you to be a partnership, or a partner for some, or something to that effect. Or you're also offered a job in the entrepreneurial way. A business partner may offer you a part of their business. That will be coming up in the second half of August. And all in all, I see here just positive things, if not for the resistance and the reluctance of that other party. And you may feel as if you have the odds all against you, but what they're saying to me, these cards, is go with your gut and move forward, Aquarius, because that is what will be rewarded. Your blind faith in your desire, in your emotional, romantic desire to be with that person, that will be rewarded. I hope this was of help, Aquarius friends. Namaste, and until we read again together, and do have a lovely time on this full moon, the 18th of August, and go to it. Full steam ahead, Aquarius. Now let's see what the cards will tell me about Pisces. You Pisces. Let's see what they're going to counsel us on, Pisces. Oop, take these two up again. They're too many to see that they fell out purposely. Let's see for the reading. Let's see what the cards, the Mini Grand Tableau, will tell us for you, Pisces. Okay, let's see. First of all, yeah, the cards are saying it's not going to be a picnic this second half of August. Things will be a little difficult, but it will be challenging, the sort of challenge that you're actually interested in. And the challenge has to do with an issue involving your home, your metaphorical home, your actual pragmatic home, your house. And there's interesting, well, someone's not returning your calls. Someone's not communicating with you again. And that's going to be of concern to you. And it's going to make you think that I have to change tactics, I have to change strategy, I have to change partner, I have to change person. This person's not the one for me, even though you were very highly emotionally involved with them or invested in them. There's a new beginning for you. And I just don't see that it has to do with that person. There's a new beginning for you, a difficult beginning, because it's going to be causing you emotional difficulty. But be advised that you're protected in terms of, all right, the cards are saying the higher you go, the better you will feel in terms of spirituality and in terms of how you feel within your skin, dans ta peau, like the French say. The better you will feel with yourself. The more challenging the situation presents itself as being, the greater satisfaction you will receive in dealing with it. And that's very, very clear. That's very, very clear. Again, you're going to have, like I think it was Aries and Taurus, you are going to have a lot of help from your friends with your dealings. There's the garden in the house of the garden. You're going to have to make things come out in the open. And the more they're out in the open, you'll see that if someone's not returning your calls and not communicating with you, they're not in the open. They're just not part of your picture. And that's what the cards are telling you. Your fortune, your fame, your prestige, your future, your present in this August, second half of August and the full moon, has to do with being socially active, being in a group, interacting with your friends is where you're most to benefit from. There's a new beginning. I started out with saying there's a new beginning for you. And again, there's the snake in the house of the letter. That is the only dark spot of these two periods, these 2 weeks, is that the communication, and it has to do with that person, is not going to be as you wish. But, mind you, we have the sun in the house of the book. What you're not seeing and what you are not even considering is something that will benefit you greatly in the future. The sun in the house of the book is telling me, look, forge ahead, attempt, be adventurous. You will be rewarded. You have much to be gained. It's in the stars. It's in the cards. Also, a lot to do about a lot of talk about your work. This is the whip in the house of the fox, mirroring the fox in the house of the scythe. All of a sudden, there's going to be a lot of talk about your work. And that will also help you to offset this issue with a loved one who's not returning the calls, whose the communication is difficult, or they're adverse to the, communicating with you in some way. But they are stressing with this garden in the house of the garden to be aware that there's a new beginning for you in the house of the man, and there's the emphasis on your friends who will be helping you. Not only that out of the blue you're going to get a positive answer or information, an offer that you didn't expect, and information by way of conversations that you have with your friends having to do with a choice that is to be made. A choice that either has to do with your romantic, emotional sphere to change persons, or to do with investing more in your present activity. Now, there is not a warning, but there is the notion that they're telling me that it's not a matter of returning to something, going back. That will cause you difficulties. Moving forward is where it's at for you, Aquarius, now. Moving forward is where it's at. These cards, I think, have told me all they can tell. I hope this was of help for you, Aquarius. And until we read again, namaste, my friends. Now let's go on to oh, I'm sorry, that was Pisces. Pisces, my friends. I kept saying Aquarius. That was you, Pisces, the last of my readings. That was you. I'm sorry. I'm thinking, now what else do I have to do? I've done already Pisces. Forgive me, Pisces. That last reading was for you. Namaste, and until we read together again, Pisces. Bye-bye.